Let me ask you something. Where are your photos right now? Your files, your search history, your messages? If you're like most people, they're on someone else's computer, and that someone is a trillion-dollar corporation that makes its money by knowing as much about you as possible. And people say, well, I've got nothing to hide. We'll come back to that. My entry point wasn't some grand privacy awakening. It was Jellyfin. I wanted to watch my own content on my own hardware without a subscription deciding what I can and can't access. So I grabbed an old PC, threw Linux on it, and set it up. My content, my server, my rules, no algorithm. No one canceling things that I actually liked. And once you do that once, you start asking what else you're handing over that you don't need to. I started reading about data brokers, about how your phone tracks you even when you think it doesn't, about how free services aren't free. And then it started spilling into everything. GrapheneOS on my phone, a hardened Android with no Google services, full control over permissions, what runs, what can phone home. Same hardware, completely different relationship with the device. SearXNG for search, a self-hosted search engine I run myself. No tracking, no profile, no ads. Nobody sees my queries but me. OPNSense as my firewall. Open source, fully auditable, running on my own hardware, not a consumer router with firmware I can't inspect, phoning home to a manufacturer I've never heard of. I can see every connection leaving my network, block what I don't want, log what I need to. My infrastructure, my terms. Let's talk about the nothing to hide argument, because it comes up every single time. Saying you don't care about privacy because you have nothing to hide is like saying you don't care about free speech because you have nothing to say. It misses the point entirely. Privacy isn't about hiding wrongdoing. It's about having spaces in your life that aren't monitored, logged, analyzed, and sold. It's about being able to make mistakes without them being permanent. It's about power. Specifically, who has it over your information. You lock your front door, not because you're doing something illegal inside, because it's your home. You close the bathroom door. You use an envelope, not a postcard. Privacy is a default human expectation. We've just been slowly talked out of it by companies that profit from eroding it. Operational security isn't just for journalists and dissidents. It's simply thinking about what information you put out, who can access it, and what they can do with it. You don't have to be paranoid. You just have to stop being careless by default. Here's what this actually gives me. My data lives at home. My phone doesn't report back to Google. My files aren't training someone's AI model. My searches aren't building an advertising profile. My network traffic goes through a firewall I configured myself. I don't work in IT. I'm not a professional. Everything I know, I learned by doing, by breaking things and figure out why. If you're curious and willing to look things up when something breaks, you can do this. And yes, I use SearXNG for that too. If this resonates, start somewhere. Jellyfin on an old PC, Pi-hole on a Raspberry Pi, GrapheneOS on your next phone. Each step gives you a little more back. Tell me in the comments, what was the first thing you self-hosted? Or if you haven't started yet, what's stopping you?